Hi everyone, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to February 28th video. Today we're going to be doing a little bookish yap session. Today we are going to be reading some books in February. What I'm gonna title this video is reading my February TBR, but I have other books that I'm also gonna be reading in this video. We're kind of gonna be doing a whole entire February reading vlog, but also, like, I hope that I can get these books done and still have time for the rest in February. February is such a fun month for me because it is my birthday month. Anyway, we have 3 books on the little queue, so that's very exciting. I also might get to this 4th one, which is Minka Kelly's memoir about being a person in the world. I am so excited. I love Friday Night Lights. That video went out last week. You can go watch it here. Anyway, welcome. This hopefully will not take the whole entire month. Hopefully it will take like 2 weeks. That's what I'm hoping. But let's go over all the books and the order in which I want to read them. So I did start Swimming Pretty, but I am having a hard time getting into this. But the audiobook is on Libby. If you want to read it, you should. But I also own it. I'm really having a hard time getting into this, and I was trying to listen to it while, like, doing stuff, or, like, yeah. And so we're going to try and do this at a different later date, and we're going to come back to it. This is my book club book. I need to finish this by February 9th. It's currently February 4th. That means I have 5 days to finish it, but if you don't know, I actually have a horrible book club record. So I've only finished 1 book club book, and that was One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McCaws. I did not really like it. The rest of them I've DNF'd. I have started most of them. Is that true? Not really. The most recent book club book was a fan hater. Like, everyone hated that book. But I'm very excited for this one. I think it looks fun and cute. There's a black woman on the cover, and it is Black History Month, so we love to see it. Last book is Emma. This will be my next read after I finish this, because I'm very looking forward to reading Emma. I cannot believe I have not started it yet, just because I'm loving it. I have already read a book for February. Let me go get it. It's charming as a verb. Next week, you'll see all of my thoughts on this, so just stay tuned for that. But I will not be talking about them right now, just because I already have in my next video, and there's not much here. I really don't have that much to say about it. I think I gave it like 3.5 stars. Something like that. Anyway, not much to say about it. I did annotate some things, which I don't normally do, so that was a big thing. But I'm very, very, very excited about Emma, so very looking forward to that. But we are going to try and start this book, so that's very exciting. I hope that you're excited. Let's go. I wanted to talk about Meaty Little Things, because that's the book I'm going to start, as we talked about before. I did end up going and getting it on my Kindle. I got it through the Libby app, so it wasn't like I did anything super to get it. But I did feel like I wanted to get it through the Libby app, because sometimes reading on my Kindle hits different, and I also think reading on my Kindle helps with me not trying to, like, slump, and I do really want to read this book. Sometimes I like an audiobook. I mean, definitely I sometimes like it, but I feel like right now I don't want to, like, listen to an audiobook, and I also feel like listening to an audiobook with this crowd, like this book club, is not great, because people, like, highlight and annotate things, which we can't really do with the library books. The owner of book club, or like the host of book club, she always gives us the book. She goes out to the library and gets all of the library books. She contacts them, which I just love so much. It's one of my favorite things about doing a book club through my high school is like we already have the book available to us, but I usually go out and get it on Libby or as an audiobook, and I have listened to audio in the past, and the book club has kind of not really liked that as much, so I am listening to it on my Kindle. I did actually earlier, this is kind of funny that it all timed out like this, I did put on my Instagram story, I did like a little poll about what I should name my Kindle, though I have so far had no responses, which is very sad because I want someone to respond with something. If you follow my Instagram, obviously it's long past, but if you follow my Instagram or if you have any name suggestions, please leave them in the comments. Anyway, here's my Kindle. It will have a name at some point. Hopefully by the end of this video it will have a name. Anyway, here's my Kindle. I love my Kindle case, but I do want a new one. So I'm hoping to get a new one for my birthday that has clear back and Kindle stickers. And then also, like, this is ultimate pink girl pink. Like, you know, like the purple girl epidemic? I feel like that's me with pink stuff. And so my Kindle is also pink. Though I do have purple walls, not pink walls. But I felt like it was just, not to be like it's too much. I have it. I also started reading Picking Daisies on Sundays. That was back in January. I did not like it, so I DNF'd it. But let me know what you think about that book and if I should pick it up again. Maybe I'll read it in like May. It's Kindle Unlimited and I downloaded it, so. And oh, and The 7-Year Slip was the last book I read on my Kindle, and I loved it. Like, I loved it so much. It was so cute and awesome. Every time I think about that book, I'm like, oh my god, I loved it. It's kind of like how I feel about Check-In Mate. Like, I rated it low, but I feel high about it. I feel highly about it. I think about it highly. I think about it. I gotta stop. I don't do that many reading vlogs, but I feel like I need to do more. So, hopefully we can, like, sit down to a real freaking reading vlog. Anyway, let's add needy little things. That's like an average, I mean, the average score is 4.1, so that's pretty good, I would say. I've been trying to read like less romance, more like just lighthearted stuff, but I also love romance so much, and I do want to read some romances this month, but maybe not in this video. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start. Hi Slays, I want to check in, yap a little bit about the book and everything. I'm only on chapter 3, but I thought I would yap. I did read it at school today. It's currently 3:30, and I'm about to start reading. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. I'm going to be reading on my little reading couch. I do primarily most of my reading on this reading couch. I love it so much. I was trying to read last night and I just had a headache and I couldn't, but I did wake up this morning with a different attitude and I started reading. So yeah, because it's part of my book club, I was talking to this girl from my book club about it, and she was like, I really like it. It's just very predictable, which I think is obvious, but also at the same time, I'm very bad at predictability. Like, I don't really like predict things well, and so I think that it'll be okay. It does say it's a mystery, but I think it'll be good. So far the last 2 chapters have been good, so very happy about that. But yeah, I've been reading it on my Kindle. Actually, fun little Kindle news. My uncle texted me last night and he asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I was like, I want a clear back Kindle case so I can show my stickers or whatever. And he was like, slay, it's on the way. So stay tuned, y'all. I am about to be so incredibly obsessed with my Kindle. Like, you don't even know. I'll do a whole video on it, or whatever. I was talking to my friend, and she was like, what should I do after school? I don't practice, right? She, like, plays soccer or whatever. And I was like, you should read. And she was like, yes. And I was like, yes, we can read together. So I want to talk about, my favorite app in the world. Let me show you. This is obviously not sponsored, but I love it. And if Focus Friend would sponsor me, I would crash out. It's Focus Friend. I love Focus Friend. It's kind of like it's kind of like a brick or something like that, like where you can't be on your phone, except a brick is more for like social media. This is more for like your phone specifically, but I have super bad phone addiction. I think this is a very bad problem with a lot of people, and I love Focus Friend so much. As a knitter, I also love it. So basically you have this little bean, right? Make socks, right? So when you press focus, the bean starts making socks, and then you can use those socks to buy things. So I can click this little arrow and it'll help me buy things, and then I can click on things around the house, and then you can make a freaking whole house. So like right now I just have a room, but then you can make like a living room and like a kitchen, and so on and so on and so on. So that is my goal, is to make all of these things. But I'm gonna go ahead and press focus, and then so when you press focus, you can set an amount of time. So I'm gonna do 30 minutes. And then I'm gonna press start, and it knits for freaking 30 minutes, but now I'm locked out of my phone. I can't get into it, and after the 30 minutes, it'll like buzz, and I'll be let back into my phone. So I really do recommend Focus Friend. My Focus Friend's name is Slay Every Day, which I love, but you can name your Focus Friend anything, and you have a little bean, which is super fun. Anyway, let's go read, and I'll see you in 30 minutes. Hi Slays, so what's up? Happy Friday. I'm like super fancy for Friday, and I don't even know why. Like there's nothing going on, but it is currently snowing, which is kind of a vibe. Like, I mean, it's not even sticking, so I'm like not even worried, but it was before, so I was worried. But little Kindle update. I have no idea where I am actually, but I'll put it on the screen. Okay, I'm on page 72, 23%. Let me mark that down. This is for editing. So I had a half day today, and so my goal is to finish the book. Do I think I'll do it? Maybe. I'm not actually really sure. But anyway, yeah. So I'm trying to finish the book so I can start Emma tomorrow. So very, very exciting. But I also do want to finish it. Is it great? No. And honestly, I don't like the male love interest. Like, I was talking to my friend about it who's also reading it, and she was like, I don't like the male love interest, and I was like, he's fine, like I don't see the problem. And then I read further and I was like, oh yeah, I don't like the male love interest either. So anyway, very, very sad about that, but that's okay. I've been reading like a lot. I read during school today. I had gym class, but we had like a free day, so I just read. And then I was trying to read in English class, but I actually had to do work, so there wasn't really much of that. But obviously I have a half day, so I have some time. This is like a 300-page book, so I think I can finish it today, obviously. It's 11:41, and I'm gonna have lunch soon. So I think I'm gonna make lunch like right now, and then I'm gonna have my lunch while I read my book. So that's very exciting. Again, I'm on chapter 8. What else? Okay, so like I think the big mystery did actually happen, which is kind of exciting. I'm not like, again, I'm not really in love with this book, so I'm not like super excited about the big thing that happened, but it's like okay, you know what I mean? And then also other than that, I don't really know what to say. Like she's at the, is she at the hospital right now? Anyway, I don't know. But she's trying to find her friend. I think we're early enough in the book that you can kind of, I can still say that. But I think after this, like, I feel like after 100 pages, you can't really spoil it anymore. But she needs to go find her friend. And I think that's the big mystery about it. I don't really know what's going to happen. Apparently, there's a big twist at the end. Obviously, I haven't gotten there yet. For all the people who saw that video where I made mac and cheese and failed, I can indeed make mac and cheese. Here is a non-failed mac and cheese making me. So yeah, anyway, I thought I'd just tell you because a lot of people saw that video and I don't know, it was funny. I don't know why I always start the video when I'm about to start reading, but yet again, I'm about to start reading. I did take a little break and I knit and I watched some YouTube for a while. I don't know, I just can't do that like crazy binge. And like I can for a book that I'm really liking, but I do not have energy for this book. I do not like it. And I know it sounds sad that I'm like smiling while I'm saying that, but it's not very entertaining to me. I'm not a big mystery girly, and I don't know. It's just okay. But I just started chapter 16. I'm on page 139, 45%. What can I say? Nothing has happened. Literally nothing. Like, the mystery happened, right? It's definitely set in stone. That is the mystery. That is what this book is about. They're trying to find the friend, right? But after that, it's just been her crashing out about it, her trying to fulfill people's needs. I don't know if I told you guys this before, but I feel like I should. The one of the big points in this book is she has like this magical power. I don't even know if it's a magical power. She just has this thing where she can read what people need, and she has like a Santa bag. And at first I thought she just had the Santa bag, but apparently it's just to go out and buy stuff for it, which feels really weird. I don't know. I don't understand the Santa bag thing. I have been highlighting because I think it'd be very interesting to talk about it in book club. So I've been highlighting all of the things that people have been asking her for in the Santa bags or whatever. Anyway, I don't know about this weird Santa bag stuff, and I don't know, but other than that, again, it's just not very interesting. It gets really good reviews on Fable, so I'm kind of surprised I don't like it, but I just don't. In 2026, a goal of mine is to rate things lower, but also, like, I don't want to give this like 2 stars. But at the same time, I'm really not enjoying it very much. I have not like really loved any of the book club picks though. I also think that like a lot of the book club people's picks are very different from mine. And this is like the most similar to the picks that I read, or like One of Us is Lying, I feel like is the most similar to what I would read. Like, I honestly think I would have read One of Us is Lying separately if I hadn't read it in book club, but like we read this book Scythe and I didn't finish it because I didn't like it. Here we go. We're gonna start reading. Oh, I don't want to, y'all. Hi everyone, happy Saturday. So I have a little update. It's currently 8:58 a.m. One of my favorite things that I did for my Kindle was add the little time at the top. So I have many updates on the book. We are currently on chapter 24. We are on page 211 and we have 68% of the way through. So I'm about 2/3 of the way through. I have 100 pages left. So that's very exciting and I think I'm gonna finish this morning. So that's slayful. I have an hour and 42 minutes left of the book. The chapters are so long. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you. But I think I can finish very soon. Hopefully I'll finish a little faster. I think the last third will go faster. I feel like this has been a pretty slow book. I'm not loving it. I think overall I'll probably give it like 3 stars, maybe like 3.5, something like that. Something like 3 or 3.5. I definitely was hating it at the beginning and I definitely am liking it a little better now. I honestly don't know what's happening and I don't know if I can really spoil it for you, but our mystery is like kind of continuing. There's not many updates and the middle was very slow and I really was having struggles with that. But I think it's finally being able to pick up and I do think I know what's happening, so that's exciting. And I do really think I will finish today. Also another news, so I told you I think earlier that I wanted to name my Kindle, and I put a Instagram message like on my story, like what should I name my Kindle, and I got 2 answers that it wasn't like I hated them, it was just like I didn't really agree with them. So this was the one answer from my aunt. I don't even know how to say this word, like TBH. I was filming my Week in the Life vlog and I was trying to say it, so I'll insert the clip. Ivering. Here of me trying to like figure out how to say it. I don't know how. And then also my cousin, and I really do like this idea of naming my Kindle after my favorite book boyfriend, which I would love, but also I kind of wanted like an old name, and so I looked up like old granny names, and I did a little spin the wheel on 2 names. One of them was Clementine and one of them was Ophelia. Clementine, I recently read a book called The 7-Year Slip. It's right here. I really recommend it, and I am excited to read more Ashley posted in the future. Maybe not in this month, but in another month. So stay tuned to see if I read more. And if you have any recommendations for more Ashley posted, let me know in the comments, or if you have any recommendations for any books, let me know in the comments. But Ophelia won the spin, so I did indeed name my Kindle Ophelia, so that's very exciting. So I feel like that's such a fun name, and I'm getting like new Kindle stuff soon. Hopefully it'll come while I'm still doing this video, but if it doesn't, there will be shorts on it soon, so stay tuned. Anyway, very excited. I'm very excited to be finishing this book today, and then we will start Emma. Also in book news, my mom and I are gonna walk to the library today. I think it'll be a fun way to get outside. I love going to the library, and we're gonna pick up Minka Kelly's autobiography, memoir, something like that. I love memoirs. There's my little memoir shelf over there. It's kind of getting big, and so I might want to switch some things around, but also I read a lot of memoirs like on my Kindle or whatever. Anyway, there's my memoir shelf. I love memoirs, and I want to read a lot of memoirs this year. I did recently read Yes Please, which is right there, by Amy Poehler. I love that, and I wanted to read something similar to that, but I wanted to read a little bit of a thing that wasn't just like about a mom, you know, because I felt like that was kind of about a mom. I do want to read Bossy Pants by, what's it called? Tina Fey, but I also feel like that'll be a lot like Yes Please, so maybe like in the fall I'll read that. But I want to read Minka Kelly's book now because I think I will really like it, and I think it will kind of be more like I'm Glad My Mom Died. I've heard some things about it, and I am excited to be reading it, so stay tuned. I don't think that'll be a video for this, but I may read it in February or early March, so definitely stay tuned, and we will be, I will be vlogging me walking to the library, so you'll see that. Definitely. Anyway, we're gonna try and just speed read the rest of this. As you can tell, I am caffeinated. I have been caffeinated, so we're gonna try and speed read this, and then yeah, we'll get on with it today. Let's finish this. Here we go. Okay, I told you I'd check in when I finished, but I'm obviously not done. I apologize for the hair. I am obviously not done, but I wanted to check in. I just started chapter 31, and something crazy. I obviously can't tell you because this is a spoiler-free vlog, but something just so incredibly crazy just happened. Like, I don't know what to say here, but I don't know what to say. Like, literally, it was crazy. That was a crazy twist. I knew that there was a crazy twist at the end. I did not know what it was. Oh my god, that's a crazy twist. Oh my god. Now I'm dying to see how it finishes up, because I have, 40 pages left? How are they gonna finish this? How is this gonna be a good ending? Because this is a horrible ending. Okay, I have officially finished the book. I always like to scroll to the end so that like there's like literally nothing left to see. So I did read the acknowledgements, and now I'm officially done. I don't know that I would have read it if I wasn't in book club, but I think that it wasn't the worst book in the whole entire world. So I am glad that I read it. And yeah, so without further ado, that is our first book of this video done. Let's go review it. Hi everyone, what is up? So we have just made our review. I just wrote the review. I got back from the library. I got hold on, let me show you what I got at the library. It's very exciting. I got Minka Kelly's Tell Me Everything. It's a memoir. I told you that I was getting this one, but I am excited that I did end up getting it. So yeah, like, okay, it's 271 pages, so it's an under 300 page book. I said this book is so widely loved, so I don't want to offend anyone, but here is my review. Okay, so the Fable reviews are hot. Like, it's like 4.1 or something like that. I give it a 3.5, which is very low for me. I said I was gonna give it 3 stars, but I was like, let me just give it 3.5. Let me not, like, give it 3 stars. Because, like, remember, I made the worst books of 2025. It'll go here. One of the books on there had a 3-star rating. So it's, like, how I rate. Anyway. I liked the female main character okay, but the rest of the characters, except for, like, the little brother, I really, really hated. The ending was so super bad. Now, I know I said, like, when I was sitting on my couch over there, I said that I liked the ending, and I meant the last chapter. Like, I liked the last chapter. I felt like it tied up in a little bow, but the little last twist... I did not see it coming, so maybe if you want something unpredictable, slay. I really had a hard time picking up this book and wanting to read it, and I almost DNF'd it many times. Hi everyone, so I did think about what I wanted to do for structural reasons, but I decided that the best way to go about this was to have me yap about Needy Little Things book club and then go back and talk about Emma. So even though I started Emma before I had Needy Little Things book club, I do want to keep it all the same. So if you ever talking about Monday, then just know, like, and then going back to Sunday, just know Monday was Needy Little Things book club, and then back to Sunday I started Emma. Hi everyone, it's late, but I wanted to yap about the book that I read recently, Needy Little Things, because I did go to book club today and we did talk about it, and I wanted to share some of the things that other people said who read it. So the consensus was pretty bad, like, not like super bad, but not like incredibly amazing. I think the highest rating that I got was 4 stars, which is pretty high, and the lowest rating I got was like 2 stars. I think I would overall I mean, I did rate it in before and I gave it 3.5, but I think I'm gonna go down and I think I'm gonna rate it like 2.75, which I know is a crazy decrease, but also I think overall I didn't really like it and there were a lot of things that I had issues with. So let's go over some more of them. The ending was really bad without spoiling it. Just the ending was super horrible, and I think it kind of undermined the whole entire plot that it was getting at before, which I felt kind of bad about. Also, like, none of the characters were really that great. Like, not even the main girl was really that great. I mean, there were some a little bit better ones, but I think overall none of them were so great. But yeah, that's overall basically it that I have to say about this book. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to read more of Emma. I have not read that much of Emma, which I do feel bad about, and I would like to read some more tomorrow. I do have therapy, but that's about it. So I'm gonna hope that after therapy I come home and I just read some Emma or listen to some Emma at least. Maybe tomorrow during school listen to some Emma. Not really sure. It's been kind of busy at school recently, but I do need to get Emma and Swimming Pretty done, and we still haven't gotten either of those done, so hopefully we can get those done soon. Anyway, that's all I just wanted to share those little things. And hello everyone, happy Sunday. I haven't been doing this like by days, so you probably don't even care what day it is, but I feel like when I do a vlog like this and I don't do it by days, then you guys are just kind of like, what day are we on? Like, where are we? What are we doing? So today is Sunday. I finished my book yesterday, and today we're going to try and start Emma. I did try and start it yesterday afternoon, but I only got like, literally, look at that. I only got like a tip of the way through. I didn't even get to like chapter 2. I don't even know if it started on chapter 1. Did it start? But I want to switch to the audiobook because I think I'll be able to do it better. I know that that's bad because I own the book, but also at the same time I want to switch to the audiobook because I think that like the ye olde is what I call it, but really what I mean is like a big word that I just don't know will be easier to pick up on via listening, not via hearing. Again, I know this is sad given that I own the book, but maybe I'll go back and forth once I can get a way of like thinking like and being present with the characters. Right now I feel like I'm just like looking at the words, like I have no idea what's going on. So maybe I can come back to this, but also at the same time I want to be able to actually love this book, and I think that listening to it will help me love it more. So that is our next step. Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. I keep thinking it's Wednesday, but it is indeed Tuesday. Here is my knitting project. I've been knitting, but what you really do care about is my book. So I've been listening to Emma for the last couple of minutes. I'm not really sure how much, maybe like a little more than half an hour, but I just got to an hour, so I wanted to a little yap. Emma just met Harriet. So that's kind of what's going on in my book. I don't know if you've read it. I feel like I'm talking like you have because I've seen the movie, and so I kind of know what's going to happen, like roughly. I think there will be more that I just don't know about yet, but I feel like the same general plot is the same, and so they're setting up the same stuff. But also at the same time, like, I cannot remember the names of any of these people. Like, I know Mr. Knightley obviously is Emma's love interest. That might be a spoiler. Oopsies, y'all. Mr. Knightley is the love interest. Emma Woodhouse, so Mr. Woodhouse is her dad, right? But all the other Mrs. and Misters, I'm like, who are these people? And like, I would know it if I saw a picture of them, but I have no idea who they are. Anyway, I'm gonna take a little break. I know this is a 17-hour book, so I need to like not take breaks. I need to like read more. But we are gonna take a break, and I'm going to try and edit a little bit. I need to do a lot of stuff for videos, so I'm gonna try and do that. Maybe listen to a podcast or something, but I definitely cannot be listening to this book like I would normally. I was trying to listen to this book and do some of my little The Office stuff that I need to do for my The Office video. I don't know when it's going out, to be honest with you. But I am making a The Office video. It's part of my ranking series. Stay tuned. Anyway, I need to do some, sorry, the glare is like edit, so I'm just hiding it because the glare. Anyway, I need to do, that, and then also I want to edit this video. So we're going to try and do those two things, and then, yeah. So I will see you in a little bit, and goodbye. Hi Slays, so obviously we talked yesterday, but today, or actually you have no idea when we talk, like you don't even know, but we talked yesterday and now we're going to talk again today because we're going to try and read a little today. I want to do some art stuff, some coloring in my coloring book. I got this for Christmas. This is my favorite page I've done so far. I did this while I was listening to Catch the Sun. You don't see, but I'll put on the screen here. Anyway, we're gonna color for a while and listen to Emma. I'm hoping, oh, and this, the author of the coloring book is named Emma, so that's perfect. We're gonna listen to her, some Emma, we're gonna color, and then, hopefully we can get, like, a coloring page done. I'm trying to do one coloring page, for the amount of time we have to read Emma, because it's gonna be a lot of Emma. It's so much, what's it called, book. It's like 17 hours of listening. So I'm gonna try and set you guys up so you can see me coloring, and we're gonna get started. Let's do a little check-in. I don't even know why I'm still reading this book. If it wasn't on my February TBR and if I wasn't making this vlog, I would probably have put it down by now because I'm struggling. I'm only on page 50 freaking 1. Now I'm listening to the audiobook, but I did line it up with my actual book so I could show that I'm literally only on page 51. So much fun. I do want to finish this coloring page tonight. I do have obviously more time in the day to finish it. It's only like 5 o'clock, but still. I am really not very excited about this book. I think that February has been kind of a bad reading month. So that's kind of too bad. I feel like this amazing thing that has like all their first and last names on it, which is really, really, really helpful because I'm like, who the freak is Churchill? And then I can be like, wait, I remember him from the movies. This is the 2020 Emma. Go watch it. Or Mr. Weston. I'm like, who is that? Which is also confusing because he's referred to as John. John Knightley is referred to as John. But sometimes he's also referred to as Mr. Knightley. And so you have to use context. And it's just like, oh my god, can we do some better stuff? Anyway, it crashes me out. As you can tell, it crashes me out. But we are reading it. I'm like debating going back to the book because it's like, how have I only gotten to page 51? I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hi everyone, I've just been listening to Emma. I'm on like chapter 8. I'll put all the stats here as you know. But oh my god, what I thought was so funny was how Mr. Knightley and Emma were fighting about how like he was like, well, my friend's the best, and he was like, well, like, my friend's the best, and my friend's meant for Harriet, or whatever. And then, Emma's like, no, Harriet's not meant for him. Harriet's meant for hire. Harriet's meant for Mr. Elton, or whatever. And what I think is so, so, so funny is it's, like, it's giving me, like, reminders of In the Summer I Turned Pretty, specifically the TV show, not the books, the TV show. In the Summer I Turned Pretty, Stephen and Taylor, like the scene where like Stephen's like, I'm team Conrad, and Taylor's like, well, I'm team Jeremiah, because at that time Belly was dating Jeremiah. And I mean, Taylor is just team Jeremiah, which is who's team Jeremiah. Like, Taylor's team Jeremiah at the end of the show, which is crazy. But I just thought it was funny, and I thought I would share that. I'm knitting right now, as you can probably tell. Hello, everyone. I've got the microphone because I'm trying to whisper and be quiet and yap. It's currently 10:15, but I wanted to do a little update on my book and also share some fun bookish slayfulness. So let's go. It's currently Sunday, which also probably doesn't help you, but just so you know, it is Sunday. I haven't checked in since Friday, or maybe Thursday. I don't know. You know, I don't. Anyway, I haven't checked in a while, but I've made a lot of progress in my book, so I wanted to come up with you. I did, and I'll put it on the screen. I did listen to my book while I was doing some flowery things. And then I also listened to it today while I was knitting, and I just listened to it today a lot, and also yesterday. Anyway, we're gonna look. I don't think I'm gonna listen again tonight just because it's late, but I think I will finish tomorrow. So I have 3 hours left in my book. I'm 83% of the way through. I'm on chapter 11 of part 3. Now let's do a little bookish haul. It's not really books, but it's bookishness. Bookish merge is what it is. This is birthday presents. They're kind of early, but that's okay. I'm gonna do the haul anyway. So first I got this little book club era like notepad. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Maybe I'll write down notes for my book club stuff. This is actually very exciting. It's a Buy Local Books enamel pen. Or pin, not pen, pin. As you know, I love a local bookstore. Horchata cinnamon roll lip balm. This is a really cool lip balm because you push it instead of like spinning it, because it's cardboard. It's not plastic. I've had lip balm like this before, and I think it's really fun and cool. And then I got a bookmark. It says I picked a good one with little strawberries. I feel like if I'm really liking a book, maybe I'll do this one. So light of the haul, I got a gift card to the bookstore that I was talking about before. White Whale. Anyway, very, very exciting. Very, very exciting. Hi Slays, so I have many things to say, though I will start out by saying I have not finished my book, so I do apologize for that. I'm not trying to, like, not finish my book. I really am trying, and I did read at school today a lot. Update is on the screen, for y'all, but I have more fun updates that I want to talk about, too. I really want to film, and I want to edit, and I want to upload, and I want to do YouTube stuff, and I don't want to read. Low-key, it hasn't even gotten funner. Like, I thought that the ending would be fun because we have love. We don't even have love. Though they are friends again, so that's exciting. Anyway, I wanted to do some bookishness, which is that I got a fun little surprise, which is that I got my new Kindle case. Here it is in all of its glory. I already put my Kindle inside of it, but I wanted to pick out the stickers with you, so let's go ahead. In my little Kindle case, it came with some stickers, which I mostly gave to my mom because they were like skeletons, which is very her-coded. Like, there were skeleton books and stuff and whatever. But one of them that did come with it was a little cat grinding up some coffee beans, which is very me-coded because I have many coffee stickers. This is my little sticker collection. This is just from Michael's. I got it, like, literal years ago. Anyway, let's fill the glue clear thing. And then I'm also gonna do my favorite sticker in my whole entire collection, which is my ask me about my latest hyperfixation. I get super hyper focused on things. Right now it's Boys of Tommen, which is weird because I've read it before, but that's okay. Anyway, then we're gonna put the Kindle on top. That's good. I like it. So yeah, we've got a little cat with coffee, coffee, books, and unhealthy obsessions with fictional characters. All you need is coffee and a good book, and then asked me about my latest hyperfixation. Very exciting. Here's the front. It's so cute. It's so cutesy. I just love it. Love the little bows and bread and soup and cake. And let me know if you have any recommendations to where to get stickers. I just got these at like book festivals. Anyway, I love my Kindle. I think I want to name her like Penelope or Gertrude or something. Like, I really want an old people name. I did do Opalite before, but I really, or Ophelia, but I really want like a funny old person name. So I think I'm gonna do like Gertrude is my Kindle, or like old people names with K. I'm still up for ideas, so let me know any of your ideas. Hi everyone, so I know I just checked in, like I literally know I just checked in, but I have to talk about it because the quote happened. So the quote that says, if I loved you less, I might be able to talk about it more. It was actually from him, not her, which I was really surprised by, but happy about. Anyway, that just happened. So it's like, I'm like about the same over the way through. I'm like maybe 1% farther, but not much farther. Anyway, I thought I would just tell you that because I'm excited about it. But I am going to try and finish it and not check in with you again. I just had to tell you because the quote that's on my book happened. So, anyway, I love when authors put quotes on their books. I love it so much. Like, Hello everyone, I pulled out the microphone again. We are back in my bed again, to talk because I have very exciting news. I finally finished Emma. I am so happy that I'm done. I did do the last little bit on the actual book, so I could say I read it. I will be putting, when I do my review tomorrow, that I did read it. I listened to most of it, but I'll say I listened and I read it. We'll talk obviously tomorrow about my full review. I think I'm gonna give it 3 stars. I'm pretty like definite about that. I really like the story, you know, I like the characters ish. I really relate to Emma, and so I want to give it 3 stars because I do relate to her and I like the story, but I do think that I would have been totally content just watching the movie. Obviously you know my thoughts and you know my crash outs on this book. I didn't really like the book, if I'm being honest, but I liked the story enough. But it just felt like every time I would turn a page, it was like, yes, finally I'm turning a page or I'm listening to another chapter. Like finally I'm on another chapter and I was just like reading it to read it. I wasn't reading it for enjoyment. Hi slaves, it's time to yap about Emma so we can finally be done. No more talking about this ever again. I do need to bake for book club today, so yeah. Also, I want to talk a little bit about more book stuff, but we'll start with this. Anyway, Emma by Jane Austen. I gave it 3 stars. We talked about that last night. I told you I was gonna give it 3 stars. I read it February 11th to February 16th. Audiobook and online read, or audiobook and physical book. Here's what I said. I said, don't get me wrong, I love this storyline, I love the character Emma, but while I was reading, I just wanted it to end. Like, I literally was just, like, waiting for the end. I almost DNF'd this, like, 40 times. It went so slow. And I do understand that this is, like, of the times, right? Like, in that time period, it was of the times to make a book that slow, but it just itching at me to be finished. Anyway, I do kind of feel like that's how I feel about The Notebook, which I think is on my shelf. It's always been over here, and then as soon as I want to pick it up, it's on my shelf. Anyway, The Notebook, I liked the movie more than the book, and that's how I felt about Emma too. So yeah. Hi everyone, it's been a long night. It's almost over. It's like 10 o'clock. I cannot believe I'm still up, but I want to yap. I don't think I talked to you about this, and I have not edited the video, but I don't think I talked to you about it, so I wanted to talk to you about it, because I didn't mean to earlier, but I want to yap now. I have done so much this afternoon / evening / night. I just was editing a video, a short. I feel like I've been like stepping out of the short form content a little while, so I decided to go back and I have 3 videos I want to edit. I've edited 1. I wanted to talk about my Kindle because, as you know, I've been talking a lot about how obsessed I have been with Boys of Tommen, and so I did read the end of Keeping 13, just like the last couple of chapters. I'm not going to spoil it, but oh my god, I just love that series so much, and I really want to make videos about it, so if you have any ideas, let me know. I do want to make a yap sesh, or maybe a ranking video, or maybe both. I also want to do a reading vlog for when the next book comes out, so let me know, like, any of what you want to see. I really want to wait until the next book comes out, or the TV show adaptation comes out. But I did read the end, and I forgot how much I love that series, but I do just, like, literally enjoy that series so much. And I think it's really interesting because they definitely talk about, Gibbsy and Lizzie a lot, and if you've read the series, obviously you know all of that, and it's interesting reading the whole series and being like, oh, you know what I mean? So, like, seeing the perspectives from going back. I've seen people read Boys of Tommen, how it's, like, supposed to be read, like, in order of, like, timeline wise, and I really want to do that this time instead of reading it how it was published. So how it was published, basically, it's published and the books kind of get out of chronological order, like, it's like, this happens, and then they flash back in time, and this happens, and this happens, and whatever. There's a lot of, like, flashbacks in other books, and I want to read it in, like, chronological order, and I've seen how many ways you can do that. Like, obviously, we'd start with releasing 10, but then you would stop, like, halfway through. I don't know. Hi everyone, I wanted to do a little check-in yap sesh on the couch. I know I'm at a weird angle. I'm charging this right now because it's literally at like 5%. So that is why I'm at such a weird angle, but I wanted to talk about Swimming Pretty and yap about it. I have not started it. It's not like I, like, read more of it, but I am going to about to, and then my mom's, of course, gonna get home as soon as I start, but I wanted to at least, like, start it, or at least talk about it. I really do want to read this book this month, just because, like, even though, like, I feel like I want a break, and I feel like that I deserve a break after reading that horrible book of Emma, I also feel like March can be my break. I am obviously going to make a March TBR video, but it might be a little bit, like, less high stakes. And I might read more books that I just want to read because it's just been so much horrible books this month, and I really, really want some good ones for March. I really want to read The Favorites by Lane Fargo and stuff like that. This is a library book of mine. Minka Kelly Tell Me Everything. I'm hoping I can finish this in February so that I can have a March of a clean slate of just like all like cute romances. Like that's really what I want for March. I also need to read Project Hail Mary in March because on March 20th the movie comes out. And yes, I am going to try and read this week, finish this video, because I need to get it fully edited by the 23rd, so I still have the 23rd to the 28th to finish February, and so then I can read Tell Me Everything in the rest of February. I'm so glad I'm filming, because if I hadn't been filming, I would have stopped and let y'all know. I'm on like page 14, like I'm not even going to show a little space of where I am and the percentage I am on, but here I am, and I don't think you can see because of the dark, but it says, in ancient Greece, swimming was considered a skill as fundamental as reading, which is such a big thing for me because as a swimmer and a big reader, these are two very important and fundamental things for me, so I'm just gonna go, and mark it down. In theory, this is my book, so I could highlight it, but I don't know how I feel about that because, like, this is the kind of book where I'm like, would I even keep it? Like, depending on what I think of the rest of the book, I may not keep it, and so I don't want to, like, highlight in something unless I was, like, really sure that I was gonna keep it. Like, I'm really sure that I'm gonna keep Slow Dance. I mean, I bought it used. I love it. Anyway. That's that. I just wanted to share that, and we're gonna keep going. This is why I love to film myself reading, because sometimes I can add little snippets, and I always edit with just like lo-fi music because usually I don't talk, but sometimes I do, and so sometimes I like to like speak a little bit. Anyway, we're gonna keep going. Hi everyone. We have like an early spring happening. Like I'm legitimately wearing a t-shirt. But I had a half day. I swear to gosh, I have so many half days. We have a half day in the spring every other week. So that's why you've seen 2 half days in this video. Half days mean I'm gonna read. So I'm gonna read Swimming Pretty. I don't know why I decided to put Swimming Pretty on my TBR card. I think I just placed it there. I'm on page 39, which is exciting because it's chapter 2. Anyway, I'm on page 39 of Swimming Pretty. I really have no updates. I'm not even going to do a little one of those. But I will do one for the next one, I promise. Anyway, I have nothing to say. Like, I legitimately have nothing to say. But I'm going to try and listen to it and draw and color. I have hot chocolate. It's not my mom's, like, nice hot chocolate. It's just Swiss Miss, but I love a Swiss Miss sometimes. I have water, obviously. And then I have lunch, which you can't see because you're like above. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't. Anyway, I'm going to try and read. I'm going to listen, actually. And then I'm going to eat and color. Hi Slays, I am aware that this is like a super weird angle. You're like on my lap. I know that's weird. This would be a better angle. Should I set up my tripod? Probably. I am not going to. Anyway, you're back on my lap, girl. You're back on my lap. Anyway, I am this amount through. I am starting to actually add my amounts. Anyway, also I finished this little thing, and then I've been working on like future video stuff while I've been listening. I've been working on the March releases. This is a super easy thing to do while listening to an audiobook. So these are all the March releases. Stay tuned for my February wrap up and March TBR where I talk about all this stuff. It comes out next week. Those are all my notes so far. I obviously have more to come. but that's what I have so far. My hair is so weird because I put a hair mask in it, and like it takes like a little while to like get back to its original form after the hair mask goes in. I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, let's talk about my book. It's gotten better. I feel like it has gotten better. It's very nonfiction. I don't read nonfiction, but I like it so far-ish. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, or if you've read this book, which you probably haven't. I don't think anyone... It's not a very well-known book, but... I don't know. I feel like it'd be good if I like had to do a research paper, but it's giving nonfiction. I read so much fiction. This nonfiction stuff is not working out for me. Anyway, I think I'm gonna film, and then I think I'm gonna film that video I was talking about before. Let me pull up my notes. It's the Office video. That goes out in like a long time. Like, I don't even know why I'm starting it now. But I do want to, you know, and I want to film something this week and like have something else to edit that's not this, because this is annoying to edit. But then I'll also have something else to edit. Like, I like editing and I hate it at the same freaking time. Later, because I have so much time. When does the Office video go out? Hold on, let me look it up. It goes out on March 14th. It's currently February 20th. Which means we only have 3 days to read something pretty. But I think we can do it. I want to do another page in the book, and I want to try and do like one whole page. Like when I was listening to Catch the Sun, I did this whole page. And like that's like most of what I did. Catch the Sun by Jennifer Hartman. It's right here. Hi everyone. I wanted to stop and check in and yap to you guys about my book. I just started chapter 4. These things are so long. I just finished chapter 3 and I kind of love it. Like, I kind of love this book. I don't read that much nonfiction and I'm kind of loving it. First of all, Girly Pop did so much research, and so basically let's talk a little bit about chapter 3. So chapter 3 was all about this lady named Annette Kellerman, which I did Google because she's low-key such a baddie. She was born in 1886 and she died in 1975. But the coolest thing about her, I feel like, is so she died when she was 89, which was very old for her time, you know. Like, that's a pretty long time if you're born before 1900 and you live on to be 90 years old. That's pretty old. But the coolest part about it is she died what's it called? She died swimming on the Great Barrier Reef in Australia, which is really, wherever the Great Barrier Reef is, which I think is really, really cool. Let's Google the Great Barrier Reef. Yeah, it's in Australia. Anyway, so I think that that's so cool. Like, she was 9 years old. She was swimming the Great Barrier Reef. Even 90-year-olds now, like, don't normally do that. So I thought that was really cool. And it was interesting. And her life was interesting. And obviously, in the book, they talked a lot more about, like, her life as a swimmer in, like, as a synchronized swimmer. But I feel like it's cool then you think about, like, oh, what else did she do? Anyway, that's my point. I think this book is very thought-provoking. It's not only about synchronized swimming, but it's also about women's rights. So even if you're not a swimmer, I think you'd still enjoy it. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about knitting. I know none of you guys, or maybe some of you guys are knitters, but not many of you. But here is my little thing. I'm making this top. I've actually been working on this for over a year now. I literally just picked it up back again, but I actually was working on this like all summer last year. I was working on it. If you saw my Colorado vlog I was talking all about it, I was like, I'm gonna finish this by the end of summer, you know? Well, guess what? That never happened. But if you saw my Colorado vlog, it'll be linked in the description. And also I learned how to do it like the little eye, so it'll be linked up there too. But it's with this yellow color that I bought last spring because I wanted to make a little summer top. It's the May top. I've actually made it before, but here is the yarn if anyone is curious. It's the May top. I'll have it linked in the description if anyone is curious. But I like to have a project while I'm listening to an audiobook, like especially a knitting project or like something that I'm hyper fixated on while I'm listening, because I feel like that just makes me hyperfixated on the book too. So like this is gonna be my next hyperfixation, is finishing the increases. And so yeah, and then in March I'll try and pick an audiobook to like work on. This goes really quick once you join the body together, but it does take a while to get the body joined. Anyway, I'm not gonna work on that at all later tonight, but I thought that I would share that. So yeah, I just started the increases tonight, but I was working on like the top of the body, and then I'll start the increases and then I'll go down from there. So that's very exciting. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully, probably later on in the day, because I kind of have a lot of things going on in the morning. A friend's coming over and we're gonna bake some cookies. We're baking our ops. I'll post a short about it later. But I'm gonna go ahead and edit, and I will see you all tomorrow. Okay, bye. Hey slaves, what's up? I wanted to update y'all on my book. I just finished chapter 4. I'm sorry, I'm just tired. It's like 11 o'clock, but I wanted to update y'all, and I wanted to finish chapter 4. I have 8 hours left of this book. I don't know how I'm gonna finish tomorrow, but we're gonna try. We are gonna try and finish tomorrow. And then the vlog will be over, which is crazy. But anyway, I really liked that chapter because it was all about like lifeguarding, and I'm about to start lifeguarding training. And it was talking about like women starting lifeguarding training, so it was really cool. I did it while I like cleaned my room, and then I just did it now while I was knitting. The chapters are legitimately so long, like it's like an hour a chapter, and the epilogue is 2 hours long, which is like, how am I supposed to do that? But we're gonna hope for the best, and I'll try and read tomorrow. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed now, so good night. And then the next day hit, and we went to this place called Posman, which I just learned was a chain, so I get to tell you about it. I never tell you about different bookstores I go to because I can't. But Posman is a chain, so make sure you check and see if Posman is in your city, because it is in a couple cities, so you should check it out. I love Posman. Hi everyone, so I don't know if you saw my book haul that I probably posted before I post this video, but I have a little book haul, so I wanted to share. I got The Favorites by Lane Fario, which I'm so excited for. Stay tuned for my February wrap up and my March TBR, because you know I'm picking this. Like, there's no way this is getting out of my hands to pick. And then I also got Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. This is huge. I don't know how to read this whole book, but I love the Divine Rival series. It's one of my favorite fantasy series of all time. I don't read that much fantasy, and so I'm really excited to be reading this. This is the prequel, so I'm excited. I think it'll be good. I don't think it's from the same storyline, but it is the prequel, and so yeah. Anyway, very excited. I think it has like the same magic elements, and I like this magic elements of where it's like, it's not magical realism, but it's like sort of like, okay, there's some like similar elements of this to real life. But I am so excited about The Favorites by Lane Fario. It is currently Olympic like season time, Winter Olympic season, so I think it's gonna be so fun to watch this and then see the Olympic figure skating, because I don't know really much about Olympic figure skaters, but I don't know, and it really reminds me of Great Big Beautiful Life and The 7 Lessons of Evelyn Hugo, which I both gave 5 stars. Like, this is my favorite genre of all time. I don't know if you like this genre too or whatever, but I love this genre. So I'm really excited. I think this is a very anticipated 5-star read, so I'm very excited. And then my mother and I bundled up and read downstairs. We actually read for a hot freaking minute. Here I am filming. She was making fun of me. And then here's a little picture I found interesting. So yeah. Hi slaves. So as you saw, I was reading downstairs. I got pretty far through the book, so that's exciting. I got just to chapter 8, like I just started chapter 8, so that's very exciting. Here I have it. I also added a tab. Basically the tab says Sybil Bauer who would join the 1924 Olympics team, swam the 400-yard backstroke in 6 minutes 24 seconds, which was 4 seconds faster than the fastest man, which is super duper exciting. I just love that so much. Also, a moment for my mother's sticky tabs. She sticky tabs and annotates books all the time, which I don't really, but because I was reading with my mother, I decided to steal some sticky tabs because I just use index cards because I don't really, or not index cards, sticky notes. I just use like a post-it note. I just use a post-it note because I don't really annotate that much. Like, I really don't post it that much. But every time I do, I don't know. But these sticky tabs are so fun. Like, I just love them so much. What did I sticky tab recently? Oh, I posted like 2 things in here, so yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna listen to it, and then I think I might get the Kindle thing later. This is like complete overconsumption that I'm reading the book and the Kindle and the audiobook, and I own the book. But y'all, it's okay. Also, I brought Wild Reverence downstairs. That's why it's on my desk, because I just came up here, put y'all on the tripod, and got started. But anyway, because I was showing my mom the inside. Here, I'll show you what it is. I don't like when there's people on my books, and there's people on this book. So I was kind of crashing out about that, but I like the back, but I don't like the front. Sorry. But I like this dust jacket, which I don't normally like a dust jacket on a hardcover. I will see you all later. Bye. Hi everyone, so I've just finished chapter 9, and I wanted to come and yap. I'm in my bed, I've been knitting. It's currently 9:10, and I think I might finish the book tonight. Maybe y'all, maybe. Big maybe, but maybe. In chapter 9, and kind of in chapter 8 too, they talked about Esther Williams, which low-key, is she not so pretty? She's so pretty. She was born August 8th, 1921, and died in 2013, which means that she was literally alive when I was alive. Slay girly pop baddie. She was like one of the first synchronized swimmers, and I don't know, this was a really interesting chapter. We're gonna try and finish chapter 10 and the epilogue. I want to also review the book tonight. Is that too much to ask? I might go to bed at midnight. I'm hoping not. I really don't want to. I really think that's a bad idea, but I want to finish this book tonight. So we're gonna try and do both. Y'all do think we can. I think we can. Okay, I'm gonna try and finish this book. It's 9:12. I'm gonna try and get as far through as I can at least. As I was listening to the last few chapters, I watched synchronized swimming. I thought it was cool. I hadn't really seen that much, so I watched some synchronized swimming from the Olympics last year. And then because I was watching the Olympics, it popped up. So I watched Skeleton, which is my favorite winter's Olympics event in the whole wide world. I love it so much. It was so fun to watch. Oh my gosh. Go watch it. Hi everyone. So I just finished the book. I actually have already written the review. Now, I don't condone this behavior, and I'm telling you this because, you know, no one's gonna get mad at anyone. No one's gonna get mad at anyone for writing the review before we're finished. This is a non-fiction book, so I feel like it's different. I would not do that for a fiction book. I understand. But I did it during the epilogue. Some people don't read epilogues, which is like... Anyway. Here's what I said. Here's my little thing. I read it February 2nd to February 22nd. You didn't see all of that, but you saw most of it. You saw most of my reading, but I did start it on February 2nd. Anyway, I read it as an audiobook and a physical book. Here are my tabs. And I get 4 stars. I said this book isn't just about swimming, it's about women's rights. This is a great time to read this book because March is Women's History Month. So go read it. I also think even if you're not a swimmer, it's not like a big deal. There are a couple of add-ins about race as well, and I'd love to read books about that. I have this book, The Sum of Us, which I really want to read, and it's kind of about race. And so I'd like to read it. It's nonfiction. I've had it on my TBR for a hot minute, so I should read that. But this has also been on my TBR for a hot minute, so I'm glad I finished it. I said this book was written in chronological order, which I think was really great because you got to see how women swimming, the history of women swimming, but also how women swimming started. One thing I didn't add to my review, but I wanted to say, was I feel like the fashion also changed a lot, and I thought that was interesting. And at the end, as you saw, like from my photo, I was watching like synchronized swimming, and she talked about kind of in the epilogue about like the synchronized swimming differences between then and now, and I feel like that was really interesting. I honestly really liked the epilogue. Two things I loved, they say that ancient Greece was considered as fundamental, or they say that swimming in ancient Greece, swimming was considered as fundamental as reading. And then also I told you both of these things, but in 1922, Sybil Bauer swam the 400-meter breaststroke in 6 minutes and 24 seconds, which is 4 seconds faster than the fastest man. And I said it's given Katie Ledecky. Again, I told you that before. I said currently the record is 2 minutes, 3 seconds, and 14 milliseconds by Kelly McCowan. If anyone is curious, she's like an Australian swimmer. I don't know, I'm curious because I'm a swimmer, but I get that most people aren't. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do the outro today or tomorrow. I kind of might just do it right now. Let's just do it right now. I'm gonna put you on my tripod and I'm gonna make my outro. Hi everyone, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe for more. I'm so happy and I'm so glad we're at like 85 subscribers, like slaying out life. I love making bookish videos like this, and if you stayed for this long, you obviously like my content. I'd love for you guys to check out different kinds of my videos, maybe some more talkative ones, and I talked about how next week my February TBR and my February wrap-up and March TBR will go out. Sorry, I'm a little tired. If you're considering subscribing, make sure to stay tuned for that video and decide whether to subscribe or not. I like to watch like at least 5 videos from people before I subscribe. Like right now I'm really considering subscribing to this lady, Sara Carrolli. I really like her videos. I really like her vlogs specifically. Anyway, not the point. What else? Follow my Instagram for more. Obviously, I posted about swimming pretty before. Here's the post I made, and I will be posting about swimming pretty since then. Here's the post I'm about to make, like literally after I make this outro. So you should follow my Fable for more. Obviously, you get to see like reviews, bookish stuff, just everything, like different things about my life. And obviously from this post, you got to see like what I read next, obviously, so that's super fun. And then also follow my Fable if you're bookish. Obviously, I'm bookish. I love books. And if you're staying here, you're probably bookish too. And yeah, I'd love to see you on there. If you follow my Fable, of course I will go stalk your Fable. I love to stalk my followers' Fables. Like I literally stalk all of their Fables. Fables is basically Goodreads. I mean, if you're on Book Talk, you know what Fable is. Like I feel like everyone does. But yeah, Fable is basically Goodreads, just like more cutesy and fun. It's obviously not affiliated with Amazon or Jeff Bezos, so that's a plus. And let me know what you would like to see next. I'm always open for new things. I do have a pretty packed filming schedule of like every single week. I know exactly what's going to be posted next. I edit things like weeks and weeks in advance. Like this is a very like spontaneous video. I don't know, I hadn't had it planned, but then obviously I was doing my weekend life like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I really want to make something just bookish. I love reading vlogs. I love watching them, so I want to make more. Maybe I'll do a Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross reading vlog. I think I probably will. I wanted to do a Lane Fargo reading vlog, but I want to read it in March, and my March is kind of crazy. But maybe I'll read The Favorites by Lane Fargo at the end of March, like during my
spring break, which there will be a vlog of that, so stay tuned. Anyway, thank you all so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Okay, bye everyone.